Hi, good morning, everybody. And by everybody, obviously, I just mean me because nobody has joined yet since I just started. So I'm in a new location in my house, and the window is really bright, so I can't really see what's going on my computer. So I'm going to pull up the live on my phone so that I can hopefully see what's happening, who's on, who's here. Just got to remember how to do that. Where is it? So if you are joining me, please take a moment to say hello. Hey, Karina, I see that you're here. It only tells me when somebody's joined when it's somebody that I'm friends with. So hi, Nori. It's not showing me on my own phone that I'm live. How am I supposed to watch myself? Is that weird? Hey, Ashley. Susan? Hello? All right. Why won't it show me on my phone where my live video is? This is not very helpful. Okay, so while I'm trying to figure this out. Oh, thanks, Ashley. I brushed it today. So Trina, I see that you're messaging me, but it doesn't tell me if you are watching or not. So hopefully you're able to see this. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do some yoga for the core. There I am, finally. Okay. Yoga for the core. So it's not gonna all be core, obviously, but we're gonna do some fun core stuff. There's a couple of people that I follow on Instagram who have posted some interesting modifications to some of the poses to make them a little bit more core involved. So I thought that was pretty cool. So we're going to do that. And if you want to have a block, go ahead and grab one. I'm not going to use one because I don't have one in my living room. Hey, Ronnie. So I'm going to go ahead and make my way to my mat. If you don't have yours yet, roll it on out. I'm going to turn my volume up on my phone, see if I can hear myself. I don't have one in my living room. Hey, Ronnie. So I'm going to go ahead and make my way to my mat. If you don't have yours yet, roll it on out. Hey, Nat. Okay, so hi, Trina. I see that you're on here now. Okay, so let me get this stuff out of the way because I don't have time to move it. Facebook Live has changed like the way that they're doing it, and the new way is really confusing. So I spent like 5 minutes trying to figure it out, and then I gave up and just switched back to the old way. All right, so finding your way onto your mat. We're going to start seated, so just take a second, shake out through your shoulders, try to get nice and long and tall. We're going to take a long, deep inhale. Exhale out through your mouth if you can. And one more like that. So just inhaling as deeply as feels good. Exhaling out through the mouth. And then we'll start to bring ourselves into that long yogi breath. So sending a long, deep inhale down to the lowest part of your belly. And we're going to fill in every direction and up into the collarbone. So you'll just start inhaling down to the belly, mid-chest, up into the collarbones. When you need to exhale, exhale through the belly, in through the sides, everything out. And then you'll be able to inhale again. And exhale, pressing that navel back. So just breathing here. Try to take the longest, deepest breaths you can. So if you like to practice that Ujjayi breath, it sounds like Darth Vader. You can start to bring that into your breath now. It gives you a little bit more control. But if you start to feel a little bit too warm, maybe you have the heating on in your house, you can just let that release. We're just trying to get every inhale to be the same length as every exhale. I guess it's every exhale is the same length as every inhale. So you're inhaling in and exhaling slowly out. We'll take just 2 more like that. And then taking your hands together at your heart center. Take your gaze down to your fingertips. We're going to set an intention for our class, for our day. So it can be anything, any small little goal that you're working on, or maybe like a mantra that you like to repeat to yourself. So for mine today, it's going to be, I'm going to stay sane through today's homeschooling. But it can be anything that feels good for you. So just repeating whatever it is in your mind a couple of times. And then on your next inhale, we're going to reach the arms up over the head, lengthen as tall as you can. As you exhale, fingertips down onto the floor behind you. Roll your shoulders back and lift your chest up. And then as you exhale, we're just going to reach forward, give ourselves a hug. See if you can reach your elbows away. And then inhale, arms back behind you again, fingertips to the floor. And exhale, giving yourself a hug. Try to take the opposite arm on top. Inhale, reaching back. Exhale, give yourself a hug. And just keep moving through that as it feels good for you. Try to move with your breath. So if you're moving faster or slower than I am, that's okay. And we'll take 2 more like this. Last one here. And then as you inhale this time, reach the arms up over the head. As you exhale, you're going to bring your left hand down. We're just going to reach over with the right arm. Lengthen as far as you can. When you're ready to inhale, press into your hands. Start to bring your chest towards the ceiling. See if you can let your right knee relax. And then on your inhale, come all the way back up, lengthen really tall. Exhale over to the other side. When it feels good, just start to bring that chest towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, take that hand down. We're going to make our way to all fours. So spread your fingertips really wide, knees underneath the hips. Start to move through cat and cow. So chest forward, tailbone up. As you exhale, lift your back up towards the ceiling. And then inhale, chest forward again. Couple more times like this. Try to move with your breath. And then when you're ready, make your way back to center, pull your belly in. We're going to reach our right leg back. Oh, I should move forward so I don't kick the couch. And then if it feels okay for you, you're going to bring your left arm forward. So you're holding here, pull your belly in. It might make your leg come down a little bit. That's okay. Gaze down at the floor. See if you can reach your heel and your fingertips further away from each other. And then we're gonna take that left hand, if you can, behind your head. So you have it here. We're gonna open our chest up. And then here's that thing that I was talking about, that modification to this move that we've done before. So keeping your hand behind your head if you can. We're gonna exhale in, knee and elbow. Inhale back up. Open your chest. So move slowly and mindfully. Opening up. And exhale, tuck it in. Inhale, open. And exhale, tuck. Last time opening here. We're going to take the toes down. We're going to open the hand all the way up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, taking that left hand underneath your right shoulder. Come all the way down. And if it feels good, right hand's going to come back behind you. On your next exhale, close yourself back up. And we're going to step forward with that right foot. So you're finding yourself into a nice, easy kneeling lunge. Top of the back foot's on the ground. Sink into it. See if you can squeeze the glute. And then we're going to shift back, find your way into a half split. Hey, Mark. See if you can sink down, really letting that chest come towards your leg. And then hands into center. We're going to take our left toes, point them back towards the back. Walk yourself long, find your way into gate pose. So you have your knee right underneath your hip. You're squeezing your glutes here. We're going to lengthen the arms up. We're going to start towards the straight leg. So bring your right hand down and reach over. Lengthening down your side. On your next exhale, we're going to come all the way over into almost like a kneeling side plank. So you can keep yourself with your knee right underneath your hip, or you can kind of shift it back so that maybe it's a little bit more comfortable here. And if it feels good, we're going to lift up that right leg. Reach your right, or your right fingertips over towards the left. Pull your belly in. You can hold just here, or if it feels good, we're going to bring the knee and elbow towards each other. And inhale, lengthen back long. Exhale, tuck it in. Inhale to lengthen. Keep squeezing your glutes and pulling your belly back. Last time like this. And then taking that foot down, we're just going to make an arc with that side body, lengthening as much as you can. And then taking that right hand down to the floor. You're facing the other side of your mat now. We'll do the same thing we did before. So you're going to reach back with the left leg. Pull your belly in. Right hand's going to come behind your head, opening up towards the side. And then when you're ready, you're going to, oh, wait, we forgot to hold here. So back into that center first, holding. Pull your belly in. Make sure that you're not drooping in your low back. It's okay if your leg's not very high. And now we'll take that hand behind your head. So you don't have to. You can keep your hand on the floor. If it feels good, take it here, opening your chest up. Pulling through your core, and we'll take the knee and elbow towards each other. So when you're ready, exhaling and inhale, open back up. So don't just fling your body through this movement. Move nice and mindfully. Last one here. We're going to take the toes down. We're going to reach the arm up. And then you're going to thread that right arm underneath the left. Shoulder down to the floor. Maybe your left arm's coming around you. And then when you're ready, hand back to center, press yourself up. We'll step that left foot forward, finding the kneeling lunge. So your top of the back foot's down, press into it, squeeze your glute, try to sink in. Slowing your breath down, maybe tuning back into that intention. When you're ready, we'll shift into a half split. So you're lengthening your chest towards your foot. And we'll take the hands to the inside of the foot. You're going to pivot that back toes, pointing behind you, and lift all the way up, finding that gate post. And knees right underneath your hip. We'll lengthen up to start, and then coming towards your straight leg. Left hand down, reach over towards the left. Try to lengthen as much as you can. Maybe you can look up. And then we're going to come all the way over to the other side. Take your hand down to the floor. So just like before, maybe you need to adjust that bottom leg, finding your way into that side kind of plank movement. You can stay here with the foot on the ground, or you can lift it up. And we're going to reach our fingertips over towards the right. So you can keep the foot down here and do this movement with the toes on the ground. But we'll bring the knee in towards the elbow. So you can come here and lengthen, or if it feels good, keeping that leg up, take it straight in front of you if you can. Try not to come out to the side. So we're not doing this. We're coming right in through center and lengthen back out. Last time here. And then you're going to take the foot down, reach those fingertips towards the floor on the other side of you. So you're getting that big arc down the side body. And then on your exhale, come back through center. Tuck your toes, send your hips up and back. Find your way into downward facing dog. So if you need to, you can stay on the knees, just reaching the arms long. But if it feels good, come on, we'll pedal out the legs. And then looking forward, walk your feet up to the top of the mat. Finding your way into a halfway lift, roll the shoulders back, send your inner thighs back. As you exhale, fold down. As you inhale, roll all the way up, reach to the ceiling. Palms together, hands behind your head, open your chest up. And then we're going to exhale, come all the way back down. Halfway lift, lengthening the spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step your way back into a plank, and we're gonna hold it. So holding your plank, tuck your toes under, send your heels back towards the wall behind you, pulling through your core. You can come onto your knees if you need to. And then we're gonna send the hips all the way back, finding downward facing dog. Reach up with your right leg, take it high. You can hold here, you can take those knee tucks. So when you're knee tucking, you're bringing the knee all the way in and your shoulders all the way forward like you're doing a plank, right? So we're not coming just like this. That's not doing anything. We're coming all the way forward, and you can do it on your knee if you prefer to. So tucking in and lengthening back out. One more time here. And then we're going to step the foot all the way forward. Plant the back foot down. We're going to find warrior one. So lengthen all the way up. Woo. Squeeze this glute. Try to get the back hip forward. And then see how I'm kind of arching my back. We're going to try to pull that out. So pulling your belly in. Trying to flatten down in the back. Sink into the heel of that front leg. On your exhale, hands down behind the back. Clasping, open your chest. And as you exhale, we're going to come forward, finding that humble warrior. So your shoulders coming towards your knee. Maybe you can lengthen. Hey, Momo. Also, hey, Melissa and Becky. When you're ready, inhale, press into the heel, come all the way back up, lengthening. Exhale, hands down to your heart center. We're going to straight out the front leg, pivot, turning yourself towards the long edge of your mat. Sink down, finding goddess. So squeeze those hips forward, pull your belly in. See if you can sink down lower. We're going to reach the arms up over the head. Come out of this goddess with the legs anytime you need to, but we're going to lean. Try to pull your belly in, keep your legs still. So you're not coming out of this kind of squat shape. You're keeping that. We'll come back to center and over to the other side. Keep pulling your belly back and your hips forward so you're not arching your low back. Getting a bit of a side bend here. Back to center and over to the other side. Center, over. Woo, come back to center, over to the other side. One more time at center. We'll come back to the left, and then we're going to step into chair pose. So you're going to bring your right leg over, so you're facing the back of your mat now. Sinking into chair, squeeze your glutes. And then on your exhale, fold all the way down. We'll lengthen to come halfway up. Roll your shoulders back. Exhale to fold down, planting your hands. We're going to step back into plank again. So just like before, you can come onto your knees, holding here. Try not to have your booty in the air. You got a nice long line, but you're not down like this, okay? If it feels good on your toes, press your heels back. You have the ball of your foot on the floor. So embrace that shakiness through your core. It's not supposed to be easy. When you're ready, hips all the way up, finding downward facing dog. And we'll pedal the legs. Once it feels good for you, left leg's gonna reach. We're gonna do the same thing that we did before. So we're gonna take those knee tucks. You can do it on your knees. So we're gonna bring the knee into the chest. Shoulders are coming over the wrists and all the way back. See if you can get your hips lower. You can do this on your knees if you prefer. Or you can stay up in that plank to downward dog. One more time, tucking it in. And then we'll step the foot all the way up. Find warrior one. So your back foot's gonna plant down, come all the way up. Press into that back foot and then find your alignment here. So bring your hip forward and just like before, untuck, or not untuck, but tuck that tailbone under. So you're trying to get the hips nice and straight, lengthen up. Catch your breath. And then we'll take our hands down behind our back, clasping open your chest to start. And as you exhale, come down into that humble warrior. Reaching the arms away from you if it feels good. And then when you're ready, inhaling, coming all the way up. We're gonna pivot on the heels. Open yourself back up into that goddess pose. So we're gonna do the same thing we did before with the arms, but this time if you want more of a challenge with the legs, you can come up off of your heels so you're on your toes. And we'll lengthen the arms up above us. Hey, Allison. When you're ready, we're gonna lean over to the right. So you can keep your heels down if this is too much. Come back through center. And over to the left. Come back through center. So try to keep the weight in both feet. Back through center, belly's pulled in. One more to each side. Hopefully your legs are shaking too. Come back to center. We're going to bring the heels down. And we're going to step the left foot to meet the right. Coming into chair pose. So tucking the tailbone under, pull your belly in, look down, you should see your toes. And then on your exhale, forward fold, pedal your legs out. We're going to come halfway up, lifting. And then exhale, fold it down, plant your hands. We're going to step back into a plank. Holding here, down on the knees if you'd like to. If you want a challenge, we're going to lift up the left foot. Pull your belly in, so you're not letting the hips drop just because your foot's lifted. And then we're going to send that left leg all the way up. Send your right heel down towards the floor. And then when you're ready, you're going to step your left foot forward, finding your way to a high lunge. So your back heel is straight up towards the ceiling. Take your hands onto your pelvis, tilt it forward, squeeze your glutes. Maybe you can sink lower. Catch your breath. Hopefully I'm not the only one dying to breathe here. So from here, when you're ready, we're going to come into warrior three. So you can find something to balance on if you need to with the hands. So coming forward, maybe you have a chair nearby or a wall, some sort of furniture. We're going to find warrior three and we're going to do the same thing we did at the beginning of class. Okay? So you can stay just here, holding on to something. You can keep your hand center. You can bring your left hand to your low back if that feels good, opening from there. Or you can bring your hand behind your head, opening from there. So it's going to make it really hard. Squeeze the glute on that back leg. We're going to come in and send it all the way back. We're only going to do 3 more like that. So tuck it in and send it back. Try to open your chest up. Tuck it in, send it back. I lost count, so we'll do 1 more. Send it back. Take the toes back down to the floor. Jeez Louise. Hands to the floor, knee to the floor. Straighten out your front leg. Holy moly. Woo! Hey Julie, hey Nicole. Breathe here. We're gonna take the hands outside of the straight leg. Squeeze your hips towards each other. Try to walk over to the side so you're getting a stretch down the side of that leg. Holy cow, that was way harder than it was in my head. Woo! Legs burning. When you're ready, coming back to center, we're gonna shift forward, so we're bending into that leg. You're gonna heel toe your foot across the mat so that it's coming over to the right side, and then let your knee drop down. So we're gonna find pigeon pose. Your heel can come towards your opposite hip. So this one's kind of a complicated thing. So I'm gonna turn to face you. So you're heel toeing your foot across. If you know how to get into pigeon, however you like to do it, go for it. And then you're gonna let the knee drop down, sinking in. Point the opposite toe. So if that didn't feel good, you can just bring the knee forward instead. Just find where you feel a little bit of a stretch outside of that hip that we just worked the crap out of. Whew. So when you're ready, we'll take one more breath here. We're gonna tuck our back toes, lift all the way up, see if you can find your way into downward facing dog. And then you're gonna cross the left foot over the right foot, and we're gonna walk our hands all the way back. And then this one's a transition that we found to be pretty difficult in class, so hopefully I can explain it better here. So you're here in this forward fold. You can bend your knees a little if you need to. We're gonna lift up onto our tippy toes so that your heels are not in the way, and you're gonna walk your hands to the right and then all the way around, so now you're facing the front of the mat. Bring your heels back down. Come halfway up, lengthen your spine. Exhale to fold down. We're gonna plant our hands, step back to plank, and we'll do it all again on the other side. So holding our plank, just like before, you can come down onto your knees. Don't let your hips drop down. You're not doing a really bad upward facing dog. We're holding kneeling plank, or onto your toes, press through your heels. And if you want more of a challenge, you can lift that right heel off the ground, or the right toes off the ground. So still not letting the hips dip down, pull your belly in. And then when it feels good for you, we're gonna send the right leg all the way up. Ooh. And then we're gonna step it forward, finding that high lunge. So step the foot all the way to the top of the mat. Taking the left heel off the ground, pointing it straight up, tilt your pelvis, arms lengthening, sink in. You can have your hands at your chest if you prefer. Slow your breath down, catch your breath. Because we're gonna do that horrible Warrior 3 modification. Oh, I should have had a hair rubber band today. So when you're ready, shifting the weight into the front leg, we're gonna shift forward, find your way to Warrior 3. So your left leg is lifted. Try to keep your pelvis even, so you're pointing the hips straight down. You can hold on to something if you need to. You can also just stay here. You don't have to take the knee tucks. If it feels good, taking that right hand behind you, maybe opening your chest here, or just like before, we can do it with the hand behind the head. We'll open our chest out to the side, so you're in a little bit of a twist. As you exhale, slowly, slowly, knee and elbow in, reach all the way back out and open. We'll try that 3 more times. Let's see if I can do it without falling. Take it in, whoop, and all the way back out. 2 more, I'm actually counting this time. All the way back out, starting to burn. Last one here. All the way back out. Take your hands down, back toes down, hands to the floor. We'll find our way into that kneeling lunge. Straighten your front leg, pull your toes back towards you. Woo. Squeeze your inner thighs, hands to the outside of the leg. We're just gonna walk the hands over. Get that side leg stretch. Try to squeeze your thighs in towards each other. Maybe you can lengthen your chest longer. And then we're gonna find our way into that pigeon. So again, I'll turn towards you. You're gonna shift back into your lunge, walk your foot over towards the left, and you're gonna let the knee come down. Your foot might come back towards your hip a little bit, that's okay. Find where it's comfortable. Holding here. Try to slow your breath down, bring your mind back into that intention. And then when it feels good, we're gonna come to the outside of that hip. Woo. Bring yourself here. I'm noticing now that I am not live on my yoga page, which is pretty frustrating. So, oh well, I guess I'll have to move it there. So, sorry to everybody. We're gonna come down onto our backs, knees into your chest, rock around a little bit. Let me see what's going on here. And we're going to bring the feet down onto the ground. Take your left ankle across your right thigh. Pull the knees into the chest. If you can, bring your hands behind your thigh, rock side to side. When it feels good, switching the legs. And then when you're ready for it, releasing those legs out, we're just going to start to rock forward and back. And rock your way up into seated, well, not into seated, into boat pose. So hands behind your back, start here. Notice that if you're bringing your shoulders forward. We're gonna roll them back, belly pulled in, lengthen nice and long, toes together, holding. See if you can bring your belly in towards your spine. Maybe you can release your arms. So we want to embrace the shakiness here. We're gonna lengthen out longer, pull your belly back. See if you can get lower. And then if it feels okay, we're gonna bring ourselves up and back down. Hands can come onto the floor here. And then when you're ready, we're gonna come all the way up. Soles of the feet together, I'll turn towards you. Knees dropping open, lengthening here. Reach your chest a little bit longer, see if you can sink in. Rocking side to side. So when you're ready, coming back into center, we're gonna lengthen legs straight out in front of us. Sit up as tall as you can, pull your belly in. We're gonna start with the right leg. You're gonna lift it up and bring it out to the side. And then back in and down. And then we'll do the left. So left leg up, out, in, and down. See if you can sit taller. Pull your belly in. Up, out, in, down. Up, out, in, down. Roll the shoulders back. We're going to do one more each side. See if you can do this without leaning back. So pull in through your core. Last time here. And then lengthen as tall as you can. Hands wherever you can reach. Roll your shoulders back and sink forward. On your next inhale, I'll gently come up. We're going to take the legs wide. So just bringing them as wide as you can still sit up. Finding a little bit of a stretch, maybe hands down behind your back. We're going to reach the chest forward. Pull your toes back towards you. See if you can tilt them behind you. And maybe you can lean forward just a little bit. Maybe you are really flexible and you can lay down. Go for it. And then while we're here, we're going to do one more thing for the core. So if you are leaning all the way forward, bring yourself back up. You're going to bring one hand back behind you. So we'll start with the right, on the right side. So right hand behind you, left hand right in front of your pelvis. We're going to press into the heels, pull in through your core, and see if you can lift up your hips. If you can do that, and that's really easy, maybe you can lift the one leg. Ooh, that was really hard. Exhale to come down. Oh my God, it gave me a cramp in my thigh. So when you're ready, we'll try the other side. So maybe just staying with the hands on the ground unless you feel really good about it. You can lift that leg up. So pressing the palms into the floor. We're going to lift and then see, maybe, and bring yourself back down. And we're going to do each side one more time. So again, that leg lift is optional and really freaking hard. So when you're ready, back to the right, turn your whole chest there, press into your hands, see if you can lift your hips. Again, you can lift a leg if it feels good. I'm gonna not this time. When you're ready, come back down, turn to the other side, palms flat. Deep inhale, as you exhale, lifting. Come back down, hands under the knees. We'll bring the legs back together. If you've turned, turn back to the long edge of your mat. We're gonna lengthen really long through the spine, rock back. See if you can find yourself back into boat pose, finding where it's a challenge for you. So if this feels fine, let's lean back. Let's hover above the ground, pull your belly in. I wanna find that shakiness in my core, so I'm reaching my chest up. And then on your next exhale, lower all the way down. Take the soles of the feet onto the floor, rock the legs side to side. We're going to come all the way back through center. Knees pointing towards the ceiling, soles of the feet on the ground. Find them so that they're hips width apart, and maybe you can touch your heels with your fingertips. We're going to start just by rocking through the hips. So you're keeping them on the ground. You're making space between your low back and the floor, and then you're going to pull your belly in and press that low back down, but your hips are staying down, so your booty's not lifting. And we'll rock the mid ribs up towards the ceiling, pull the belly in. Couple more times like this. And then as we're moving here, if it feels good, you can start to squeeze those buns a little bit off the ground and then release them down. Pull your belly in, squeeze, and release. Squeeze, and release. 2 more. And then this time, as you lift up, if it feels good, keeping your chin away from your chest, the back of the neck is lifted from the floor. Squeeze your hips up, find where it feels good. Maybe you want to clasp your hands or grab opposite elbows underneath you. On your next exhale, lower back down. We're going to do the same thing one more time. So if you have wheel in your practice, you are welcome to take it. Obviously, I can't stop you. Just making sure that you're pressing up off the ground all at once. So if you're just taking bridge, heels into the ground, booty off the ground again, hands by the sides or underneath you. If you want wheel pose, your fingertips are going to come to face your shoulders, hands right next to the ears, and your elbows are pointing up. So if they can't point up and they're pointing out to the sides, maybe just prep here and don't actually press into it. But if your elbows can point straight up, so they're parallel to one another, you can press into your feet, into your hands, lift all the way up. You still don't want your elbows coming out. You want them pointing straight in front of you. And then maybe you can press your chest towards the wall you're looking at. Pull your belly in. And then when you're ready, head, chin into your chest, coming onto the back of your head first, lower all the way down. And we're just going to let the knees drop over to the right. On your next inhale, come back up through center. And exhale the knees over towards the left. When you're ready, up through center, we're going to pull the knees into the chest, rocking around. Maybe you want to draw some big circles with the knees, like you're doing the breaststroke. Take whatever movements feel good here. So maybe you just want to rock. Maybe you like Happy Baby and you want to take that. And then when it feels good for you, you'll just pull your knees into your chest, give yourself a tight hug, squeeze everything in. Inhale the deepest breath you can, holding it in. And then when you're ready, exhaling everything out. Find where you want to be for your Shavasana. So if you want to take a full Shavasana, just go ahead and turn me off or mute me. Otherwise, I'm just going to take 10 long breaths here. So getting comfortable. Taking some long, deep inhales in through the nose, out through the mouth, or out through the nose. Try to let your exhales relax you down onto the floor. So if you're just taking those 10 long breaths, you can start to bring some movement back into your body. Maybe slowly bring your arms up over your head, lengthening your legs long, taking a full breath in. And then as you exhale, bend one knee at a time. Gently roll over onto one side. Beginning to blink your eyes open here. And slowly pressing yourself back up to seated. Get yourself nice and comfortable. Take your hands back together at your heart center, bringing your gaze to your fingertips. Bring your mind back to that, whatever that intention is that you set at the beginning of class. And thank you so much for joining me. So, obviously, I now realize that you are all my Facebook friends and not my yoga people. So, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna try to post this to my this hair, my yoga page. But since I kind of screwed up here, I'm going to come back on live on my yoga page at, let's say, 2 o'clock. So hopefully that time works for people. Otherwise, everybody obviously can watch it later. So if you are watching and joining and you like this, I have Kickstarter. If you don't know about that already, you can just go look up Zaire Yoga on Kickstarter. You can also, if you want to send me a donation, but you don't want to do it through Kickstarter, you can Zelle me or PayPal me. You can just message me. I'll give you my email for that. I would really appreciate it. So again, obviously, if your is affected by this, the entire world shutting down, please don't send me any money. I don't want to take away from your savings or whatever it is that you're using to pay for things. But if your pay is not affected, I would really appreciate it, since my pay is very much affected. So thanks for coming and saying hi and hanging out. And if you want more yoga, again, 2 o'clock, I'll do it hopefully from my yoga page. Okay, bye. Oh, come on, let me end this. Do you want to end the video? Yes. Oh man, this is so awkward.